Okay, so now we're going to go a little deeper into notebooks and talk about the difference between local and synchronized notebooks. Then we're going to look at how to share a notebook and then how to create a stack. Now, we've already created notebooks, so you've seen that, but within the Mac version of Evernote, you can either click this plus sign by new notebook and create a new notebook, or you can right click anywhere and also create a new notebook. That said, if you create a new notebook that way, the notebook will always be what's called a synchronized notebook. What that means is you're creating the notebook here using the desktop version of Evernote, in this case on the Mac. That notebook and any notes or information in that notebook will be synchronized with the servers and with your account on the servers at Evernote. There is another type of notebook, and that's called a local notebook. Now, if it's a local notebook, that means you're creating it here within your local account on your desktop or laptop, and the notebook and the information within that notebook will not be synchronized with your account on the Evernote servers. So given the fact that we've talked about one of the great benefits of Evernote being that you can synchronize all of your data on all of your devices, why would you want to create a local notebook? Well, if you're ever in a situation where you are dealing with information that you feel is so sensitive or private and you just don't want to risk anything happening to it, you could create a local notebook. Could be financial information, medical information, whatever the case may be. If it's something that you don't feel comfortable having out there on the web or on the Evernote servers, although they're very well secured, if for whatever reason you don't feel comfortable with that, create a local notebook. Just understand that it's not going to be synchronized, and therefore when you're away from your desktop or laptop, if you're working with a mobile device or if you're working somewhere else on a different desktop or laptop, even though you've accessed your Evernote account, you're not going to have access to that local notebook. It will only reside on the machine where you create it. Okay, so to create a notebook, we can either click the new notebook icon button there, or we can right click and check new notebook. That said, if we do it that way, we're always going to have a synchronized notebook, at least on the Mac. If you want to have the choice between creating a synchronized versus a local notebook on the Mac, you need to go up to File, click New Notebook, and then choose Local Notebook if that's what you wanted to do. We want to create a synchronized notebook, so we would choose that. Now, normally I'm just going to go here and click the New Notebook button and create a new notebook. Now, before I do that, though, I want to show you real quickly what this looks like on Windows, because it is a little bit different on Windows. Okay, so I've switched over to my Windows version of Evernote. So here I am on the Windows desktop, and if I click on my notebooks icon here on the navigation pane on the left, I can go in here and right click and create a new notebook, in which case I can give it a name. I can choose whether or not it is synchronized or local. I can also choose whether to make it my default notebook. So I can do that right within the notebook pane without having to go up to the menus. Likewise, I can click on new notebook there. Same choice. And I can go to File up here and click on New Notebook, and I'll yet again be given the same choice. So let's go ahead and create the notebook. And we're going to call this notebook Handouts. We're going to leave it as a synchronized notebook. It's not going to be our default, but we'll call it Handouts. We'll click OK. And now we're within our Handouts notebook. So at this point, I'm going to switch back to the Mac version and then show you how we can share this out and how that will operate.